these were African. These were the African, Arab, Asian values. The only section of Europe that had a high value system during the Dark Ages were those on the Iberian Peninsula in the Spanish, Portuguese area, southern France. And that high state of culture existed there because Africans, known as Moors, had come there and brought it there. So,
Woogie, play that shit.
Jello Beats, holla at 'em.
NBPP, ain't BPP. I'm telling y'all, no one with a lawyer, so don't ask me. I know y'all are Moors, just ask General Khalid. The General
Islam. I'm a Moor. And got sense enough to know I'm a Moor. And ain't gonna never argue with you that I'm not a Moor.
The General said he's a Moor. NBPP won't take heed. Your greed for his name, fame got you skunk drunk. You never pull the trigger, just pose with the shotguns pumped. Waiting and hating, showing no love, but you're showing bacon. Licenses for ID at the police station. On top of that, no rights reserved on the contract. Dirty Moors finesse masters, use old leaders to con cats. Show their picture but won't use their best quotes. Only use the ones to bring in fiat notes from scapegoats. Kwame Toure's wife even wore a fez at their wedding. I snicker at SNCC and all black organizations begging. Walking with limbs peg-legging. These conscious pirates, fake freedom warners, getting no ratings when I'm irate. Conscious. 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 Sarnetta sat down with Taj Bey one-on-one. Suitin Yeti is my target, Aleem Bey is my gun. All I do is crush a lot truth. My big pun and Fat Joe falling on you 50 feet below. Mike Fatso, mock conscious coons, frauds up with my firing squad. Tugging at emotions hard like sleeping, pulling a quad. Larry's no professor, show me some doctorate degree, son. Won't listen to I'm African crap until I see one. I'm not asking for much, cause I give more than I ask for. Moorish MC, lay it down hot like asphalt. I won't cool though, some call me Fool Joe. Trying to get under my skin, you must be a new bro. Old foe gets stole slow, lashed with the tongue strap. Conscious coons wanna be gazy and make a comeback. Not on my watch, flow till time stops. Left in shock cause the rhyme doc. Open up your mind blocks. Conscious. 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 Conscious.
Other one,
Galatians.
Malicious.
Oh, Galatians.
Galatians. We have them there. Now, these are church documents. But remember, when there came a time in 1506, after we lost power in Spain, the Africans ruled Spain from 711. We were calling ourselves Moors. M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S. From 711 until 1485, 774 years, when we built and brought into Europe the university system, building the University of Salamanca, S-A-L-A-M-A-N-C-A in Spain, a copy of the university.
IHF, Jack your fish. IHF, never jacked nothing in a long time. Or y'all like to diss Moors. Y'all still listen to Bashir and Ali Muhammad with his fake temple degree. Reggie the doctor, no doctorate. Men admitting they got weave in their hair lock. Even if you were a stone, I wouldn't say you rock. What I say to you flock, stop listening to Seti. Backing up Farrakhan, but you didn't listen to Betty. Didn't listen to Aleem Bey, much less research. Don't think I respect blacks in more t-shirts. Stateless trolls, YouTube comment venters. So conscious but checking off black on the census. Blaming your suffering on America, not you.S. Saying more sold you out when you sold yourself. Sold by your own Adanga kings on African thrones. No honor your ancestors. I see them slapping your domes, clapping your chromes at targets. Never clap at the devil. Unconscious Moors calling themselves what the pot called the kettle.
Never sleep.
cause sleep is the cause of the devil. Never sleep, cause of the devil. Never sleep, cause sleep is the cause of the devil. There's no debate, Moors deflate egos of the world's most known disgraced people, choosing to have no national name or profit. They claim he plagiarized the European nigga, stop it. Rami El Asself and Canaanland Moors prove that wrong. If you're still thinking the same, that's cracking your bong. Listening to Shaka is like listening to whack rappers or any of the HOK patriarchal actors, fronting conscious sucking straws, acting all fruity, making a killing off lectures, but won't support natural Tahuti, claiming Khalid is their general, but won't follow orders, taking advice from the cracker-taught attorneys and lawyers, keeping their people dumbed down, not thinking, keep pushing lies on Moors, so our truth on sinking. It will for the few who know to keep it simple. Ron Artest even corrected his name to one of the prophet's principles. Never sleep, cause sleep is the cause of the devil. Never sleep, cause of the devil. Never sleep, cause sleep is the cause of the devil. Never sleep, cause of the devil. Nothing more can be said, no pun intended. With no study, what we say won't be comprehended. Some of y'all love the lies from these conscious guys, calling you colors and shades, hiding their lying eyes, trying to make Moors look bad. We couldn't care less. Moors stay upright, aboriginal, independent, and fearless. We might bare necks, no need to bear arms or chests. Dr. Reggie has a Moorhead on his family crest. Polite knows calling yourself black means you're dead. He said it and recorded it, so we won't forget it. Phil Valentine and Dr. Blair know they're Moors too. So in my Ms. voice I ask, what's wrong with you? Why you stay in the stateless and have no clue? Your name, nationality, and title brought back by Drew. Then you say, what's wrong with me? Like I have a problem. Putting conscious blacks head in the noose, solving the Negro problem. Never sleep, cause sleep is the cause of the devil. Never sleep, cause of the devil. Never sleep, cause sleep is the cause of the devil.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gate Cemetery, February the 4th day. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law make civil of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets told me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Sorbet, prepping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it, so the snakes still show.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gate Cemetery, February the 4th day. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law make civil of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets told me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Sorbet, prepping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it, so the snakes still showing up. Stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for light, the book of Genesis. Astral plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life. Finish him.
Moorish or more, key man or oracle, using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical, lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic, facts slap a dirty more or a Drew Drew Ali Craig, calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brainwaves, squashed by heat waves, activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile, reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real. All I see is false evidence. DA are feminists, stomped on by elephants. Won't let go prejudice, but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the cold magnetic resonance, apis horns of the sacred book all maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness, no pestilence. Ace all the testaments, tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wandering the earth plane with no they live shades. Keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades. Not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday. War ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
I just want to point out this, right? I have a few key points that's very paramount that we need to get out here. The Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali declared in Moorish leaders' historical message to America. This is on page 18. This isn't my words. This is the prophet word. Check out what he says, y'all. Our Father most anxiously hope this brief statement will help you to be more clearly. Our Father most anxiously hope this brief statement will help you to more clearly see the duty and wisdom of at all times upholding those.
This revolutionary new device can remove up to 10 times more earwax than a traditional cotton swab.
Fundamental principles which are desired for our civilization of our posterity, such as obedience to law, respect and loyalty to government, tolerance and unity. Now that's contrary to what a lot of these people do in the name of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. We don't practice sovereignty. Our prophet teaches us. And the law, the prophet said, I put my words in your mouth and my law in your hand. And the law is the divine constitution and bylaws. And the prophet says in Act 4, all members must observe these holy and divine laws. And all members must obey the laws of the government. Because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parts of the government must live the life according. If we look at these two flags behind me, watch this. Check this. We got the Moorish flag and we got the American flag. This.
He's lying. He's lying. And they realize that all the BS that they talk about means nothing. The only thing that gets views is Moorish content. That's it. That's it. Now this is supposed to be a Moor talking. This is a L talking. This is a L talking right now. And a L is pointing at the Star-Spangled Banner and calling that a flag. A L is doing this. Somebody who's a L is taking the Stars and Stripes banner. That it's called that. That's what it's called. Right? It's called that. It's not what Moors say. The people who that stuff belong to, anything U.S and all that stuff, the people that belongs to, they know that that's a banner. Because what they're trying to go on is that the flags state the nationality, right? To justify it, to justify the position, they're saying, well, Drew Ali had, two flags. There was the flag for Moorish, and then there was the flag for American, and then say that American is the government that Noble Drew Ali was tying Moors to, so we could be United States citizens and have all the benefits of whatever. be recognized by them. Right? How come they didn't just tell you that the red flag with the green 5-point star is the Moorish American flag? What other flag would it be? If it's Drew Ali told the Moors, your nationality is Moorish American. Your flag is a red flag with a green 5-point star in the center. 5 points represent love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Set up our own jurisdiction for us. Told us what our flag means and all that. That nobody else can say that their flag means that. Right? Laid down everything for us to the level of making sure that we have our flag that we can say, this is ours. Right? Why don't they just tell you that the flag is the red flag with the green 5-point star, which is the Moorish American flag. It's not the Moroccan flag. Because if you go to those people over there and you say, hey, what's the 5-star, what's the 5-point star mean? The green 5-point star. Go ask a Moroccan, see what they tell you. Bet you they're not going to tell you the 5 points represent love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice and Venus. I bet you they're not going to tell you that. And it means Baphomet too. Which is Muhammad, and we give honors to Muhammad. But we're not Muslims. We're Moorish Americans. And we have our flag, the red flag with the green 5-point star. The reason why Drew Ali was using the banner, because the banner represents the relationship that these modern Europeans have to us and their obligations. That's so they know that we know your obligations. Don't try to pull any stuff on Mars, because you see we got the flag right here, and then we got the banner right here to show you that, right? On top of that, on top of this flag, Noble Drew Ali set up the institution. The Moorish Science Temple of America, that was a religious corporation, and then they're going to show you the back of the 101 and our authority and this Noble Drew Ali's with the government and all that. Right? When Drew Ali never said to these Moors, enforce statutes, where our authority comes through Herds of Rice statute, which is statute, so that's not the law. That's not the law. That's a means for you to still be able to skin the cat as a Moor. Drew Ali set this up on multiple levels so Moors could get in any type of mindset you got. There's a reason for you to join Moorish Science Temple. If you're into business, no problem. We got Young Businessman's League, you go there. If you're a woman into the woman whatever and hair stuff and make sure that we're the whatever like that, oh, there's a women's auxiliary, so you can slide in there. You want to be on the front lines? Stand up for the birthright? Because you have a different level, a different way of looking at this, there's a slot for you. Or you're metaphysical and all that, and you don't want to do the national thing. Oh, no problem. Drew Ali brought the divine side of this so you can be connected to that too. So Drew Ali hooked everybody up. They want you to just look at this one level down here. This level down here underneath. They want you to know about this religious thing and this government thing, and then they're pointing at the government, and then it's not them, even though Drew Ali said you got grand sheiks, make your own law or whatever like that. But that's not the government. Some guy, some European colonists over here, they're the government, and we're part and partial of them, and they're murdering our people every day. And we're talking as Moorish Science Temple of America. We're talking as Moorish Divine National Movement. We're talking as Moorish Holy Temple of Science. All of it. Because Raleigh kept it real simple. Books were small. Books that was going to save you. Books were small. It's not some you're going to get lost if you be part of this. You get two stuff for free. Sometimes you might get three. You're going to get the Moorish literature that he's holding up right there. You're going to get 101 questionnaire. You're going to get Quran. And you might get oral statements. If you enter the door of our temple, and somebody I heard about this thing, and you sit down at the end, you say, you know what, I want to know some more about this stuff. For free, you're leaving with those books. For free. Whether you come back or not, it doesn't matter. We're obligated to give you that if you came in these doors. And so we're speaking from platform Moorish Science Temple, which is Noble Drew Ali. Everybody knows. Nobody else called their stuff Moorish Science Temple. Everybody knows this. Everybody also knows that there was a sellout in the Moorish movement. And the sellout was so crazy in the Moorish movement that Moors in 2008 that saw the infiltration happening, grand sheiks with gay porn and all this type of stuff, right? They said, we already know. We already know. So there's nobody in the jurisdiction called, quote unquote, Canada that ever had any interest in Moorish anything. No one. So if you're it, then here's all the stuff, here's all the titles, here's all the charters, here's all the whatever, and do whatever you're supposed to do where you're at, because don't trust these sellouts, because we just left them because we found out about gay porn and all that. This is Grand Major Temple, Chicago people, 2008. And they said, we know that this stuff is pretty much in the ground. Other than Grand Sheik Nature, Asbury Park, Great Seal Moorish Science Temple of America, and there wasn't no one else 2008. We're talking about Moorish Science Temple of America only. That there's no one else you're going to. Those were the Moors. Just them, as far as Moorish Science Temple. Africa Bambata, all them people used to go to the Grand Sheik Nature's classes. If you only know the people in the so-called conscious community or whatever who used to go to Grand Sheik Nature's classes. Remember, that's Moorish Science Temple. And remember, we're talking about 2008 for all the late people who you just found out about that you're Moors yesterday. There's back stuff. Now, you're probably really not going to get the back stuff. There's a sellout that happened, which is why we don't know and we have nothing as a people. That a sellout happened. So now it's a collateral damage because bodies everywhere and all that stuff. And you better not defend for yourself right now because there's bodies everywhere. I don't know what you're talking about. you better have some type of safe haven or whatever like that. Mental, spiritual, emotional. So you better have somewhere you could bunker down. Because and it's not just yesterday, they've been selling you out. They've been sold you out. Because everybody wants to give their interpretation of what Noble Drew Ali brought and not just check his stuff. But it says right there. But you already know, the wise man is always going further. There's no line. After you cross this line, it's all over. We don't have to study anymore. We're realizing that the sellout is happened. The repercussions of the sellout is where we are today, where even Moors are getting their rights violated. Even Moors are suing people for violating their rights. And then the judge who's supposed to sign off on the suit is just transferring it to somebody else. They can't do that because they're more powerful than us. They're not more powerful than us. The hell are you talking about? These are modern Europeans came out the cave. How are they ruling over us? Yeah, because of all these other idiots over here who don't want to get down with the program. That people have to force people. Like they tried to force Kyrie to take it. It's like, bro, I'm a human being. Forget NBA. I'm a human being and I have certain inalienable rights. And you're not infringing on them. I don't care what you people do. I got my millions stashed. I already know what's up. I'm not worried about you people's job. While other people who didn't take it around him, they're playing and ain't no big deal. They go away games, home games, whatever like that, and nobody's not in the uproar. So he's dealing with rights. He's not dealing with a club. He went to the Indian people and the Indian people gave him some rights. No, he started studying. And the only way you're gonna stand up for your rights is if you know what your nationality is. But standing up for rights on opinions. Right? They're not gonna tell you that Muhammad Ali was standing on nationality when he didn't go to war. He was standing on nationality. They can tell you some religious whatever. What religion? Nation of Islam is not religion. That's not religion. It has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with rights. And then remember his name's Ali. And Noble Drew Ali's name's Ali. And you didn't put one and one together and figure out that these people are playing you? The Muhammad Ali's Noble Drew Ali reincarnated again? And then they just keep jacking the Prophet's energy, making billions, and then you gotta eat roach cereal, and then some other ones come up, and then they're supposed to be the ones that's gonna whatever, and then they murder them, and then bring some sellout in, and then the sellout's posing, then you're following him. You didn't even know that you're following a sellout. So don't get mad at the white man and all that stuff with our conditions. These people are on our side of the movement. It's people on our side of the nation who are causing the imbalance that you're seeing between us as a people and all other people. Until you deal with these traitors, they're going to be here doing what they do, causing confusion, have you lost while they have their mansion. And you're not realizing what's going on. And they have their new chain every week. These are the conscious guys. These are meditating, send the how you get and all that stuff. And the Europeans still here violating our people. And they think because they're not getting violated, they're not getting violated. They think because they're not in the cell, that they're not in the cell. And they just showed you for the last 2 years that you're in a cell. If you didn't check yourself yet. Playing yourself. We get it messed up. That you think Noble Drew Ali is some religious thing. The Moorish Science Temple is some religious thing. Moorish Science Temple, just like you were saying, right? Moorish Science Temple, Noble Drew Ali didn't teach sovereignty. But then every Moorish Science Temple of America has a charter. And a charter is an instrument emanating from a sovereign power. So if a charter itself, we might as well just go check. Right? Charter for Moorish Science Temple. Let's just see if something comes up. So, Moorish Science Temple of America, whether it's ink, whether it's whatever, it has a charter. And a charter is an instrument emanating from a sovereign power. But then this L right here is going to tell you that Drew Ali didn't teach sovereignty. When that's a lie. The word sovereign is tied to charter. You can't use charter and not be talking sovereignty. Which then brings up the other question. Well, hold on a second. So, if the charter is governed by a sovereign power, then why would it be exercising some religious stuff? Why wouldn't it be exercising national stuff? Why would it be a religious thing if it has a charter? Obviously, it's not a religious thing. Obviously, people played you out of your birthright and had you following low priests. Had you following the ones on the low road. You're supposed to be looking at the Moors on the high road for inspiration. Playing you. And you let them. And you let them. Because you didn't trust enough in what Noble Drew Ali brought to take only what he brought and go study that for 5 years, 6 years. Forget anybody else who calls themselves a leader of some whatever. Forget them. Take Noble Drew Ali stuff and study that for 5 years. Bet you get out of this is some religious thing perspective. Bet you. Turn your brain to water for real. And again, it's not just this individual only. This is a theme across the Moorish nation with certain people on our side of the nation. Juali told us that thought it was a joke and unreal. They're gonna make up stuff. They're gonna lie. They're gonna, you know what I mean, do whatever. They do whatever. Crescent and Tart T-shirt. That means that there are more. Well, they got red flag behind. Oh, that means that there are more. Oh, they got the fez with the turban and the feather. Oh my God! Oh, we must be the more. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Only because people said it was confidential. Everybody's playing you out here. Everybody's playing you. Negroes guys are playing you. They're selling you stuff. Black guys got some BS that they're selling you. I'm talking about, when I say BS, I'm talking about some type of paperwork or some card deal, whatever. Everyone has something to sell you. And none of them are going to mention Noble Juali, who's the founder of the stuff that they're trying to sell you. Which is get out of the dead status. Get out of that. We're not Negro black colored. We're Moors. You're being fooled. We know you're being fooled because where was these people in 2008? Nowhere to be found. All of a sudden, time to talk about Moors, and here come these traders that people seem to always find. Now we're looking at all these other people like, why are you calling them? Why you want to find about Moors and you called this guy? This is the guy's number that you had? And then in the beginning, their shout-outs are other dirty Moors. Their whole shout-out line was dirty Moors. When they did the shout-outs to honors to whatever, it was all the traders.
Represents our nationality. The word nationality, when you look it up, is synonymous, it's interchangeable with the word citizenship.
No, it's not. He's lying. Since we have this thing right here. Since we have this stuff right here, we might as well just check. Let's just check. Because you're talking about interchangeable stuff and all that. Interchangeable? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm not really getting it, really. Not really getting it. So let's just go international, right? UN convention. Let's use that as a reference point. Right? Nationality. The link between a person and his or her state determines which state is responsible for which people, not citizenship. Canada owns you, is responsible for you, and protect you abroad if a human rights violation occurs. International law gives you the right to basic human rights globally. Stateless, meaning you cannot legally enter or leave a country. Okay. It's going somewhere. Nationality, the quality or character which arises from the fact of a person belonging to a nation or state. Nationality determines the political status of the individual, especially with reference to allegiance, while domicile determines his civil status. Nationality arises either by birth or by naturalization. According to Savigny, nationality is also used as opposed to territoriality for the purpose of distinguishing the case of a nation having no national territory. Example, the Jews. What do you mean, nation having no national territory? What do you mean they have no national territory? Oh, wait, but you missed it. So you got played. Real simple. Nationality, that quality or character which arises from the fact of a person's belonging to a nation or state. 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 Hold on a second. Belonging to a nation or state. So when we go to Noble Drew Ali and we read, to all governors, grand sheikhs, and head officials of temples, by order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, has said the following thing during our first convention. Prophet Noble Drew Ali said that the Moorish Science Temple of America was organized to play a useful and defined part in the advancement of the sacred obligation of American citizenship, as the Moorish Divine National Movement was founded for the uniting of the Asiatic states of North America on May 1st, 1916, as this will be our very first convention and most interesting one ever held in this city. It was featured by delegates from 15 different states, from local branch temples and subordinate temples, which have been established for the uplifting of fallen humanity. The nationality, Asiatic states of North America, Asiatic states of North America, Asiatic states of North America. You hear him say anything about some United States there? Goes back again to, he told you that we're Asiatic. Told you the Asiatic nation. He told you. People playing games that you talking Asiatic black people. And then you're riding with it because they said Asiatic. And they're playing you because you're not black. And the sacred obligation is to American citizenship, not U.S. citizenship. Notice how they slip stuff by you. Because it's American citizenship that Noble Drew Ali was talking about. When Noble Drew Ali was talking about American citizenship, he's not talking about Stars and Stripes banner. He's not talking Stars and Stripes banner. That's a banner. That's not a flag. So that has absolutely nothing to do with nationhood. Zero. Has no connection whatsoever to it. So it can't even be brought up in the conversation of nationality. The red flag with the green star could be brought up though. Because that is the flag of the Moorish Americans, who were descendants of Moroccans born in America. born in America? Born in America. Our nationality is Moorish American because we're born in America. And we're descendants of Moroccans. And those Moroccans are of the Moorish Empire. The Moroccan Empire. That everybody knows spanned the globe. Man, you talk to Rick Smith and Peter Moon and those people, they tell you off the planet. This is where the Moors really from. If you want to talk some Moorish, whatever. If you want to talk some Moorish stuff, you think you're cool, go talk to Rick Smith, UFOteacher.com. Go debate him about some Drew Ali and all that. Go debate him. Go fill up his inbox with your BS. That Moors don't know what we're talking about. Watch yourself out here. Like we said, you feel sorry for you newly awakened Moors, what you have to go through. Because it sucks. I know it sucks. I know it sucks. Everywhere you turn, somebody trying to sell you something. And then you got Moors out here that's just putting the word out. Because it has to be done. And you're not finding them. You're just finding these people telling you 2,500. How you bump into these people? And I don't know. And I don't care. But we're letting you know. And we're telling you where to go. If you're really serious about this, we'll tell you where to go. And then it's up to you what you do with that information. Right? We got Moors daily putting out something, giving you book reference, giving you concept correction, giving you anything to help uplift you for nothing. But some odd reason you decide to give 10 grand to this guy over here, showing you some paperwork talking about you're Ra'ian. You're Ra'ian from the son of Ra, and the melanin made our skin golden, and the sun arches over the... Talking crazy. I'm telling you, it's a sellout. Keep the confusion going. It's a sellout. We're never gonna talk about certain people. We're talking about this Moor right here, who's saying that they're for Noble Drew Ali and all that, lying to people. And remember, you should already have the thing checked off that, there's about 5 lies that we got him in. Bold-faced lies. Just straight lying on the prophet.
Our nationality / citizenship has a duality. We are Moorish because that is our bloodline. That is our distinct nature. We are American because we were born on this soil. This is our domicile. It's no different from a person who's of Chinese descent, but born in America. They're Chinese American. You can't.
No. That's absolutely different, because whoever comes over here, they're a foreigner. And the only reason that they're hyphenating American is because we naturalized them. They ain't hyphenating American because they went to the U.S. office of whatever, and then that means they're Chinese American. No, it's not. They're a ward. But they still know about, they have a nationality. So we come in talking to you. He's Ben Chin. When he goes home to his grandma or whatever, he's Li Ho Ping. He's not Ben Chin around you niggers. Why is he gonna be Li Ho Ping around you? Who are you? You're a ward. So they're going to play the game with you, and they're going to be a ward too. We used to laugh in high school because up here is a multicultural spot, right? We're talking about 90s high school, even before that. But there was a time period when Sri Lankans started coming up here. And a Sri Lankan name has 25 letters or whatever. That's just what it is. They say it, and you look at the thing, it's like, hey, that actually says that. Right? So there were certain Sri Lankans or whatever that, you're in school, so, you build a relationship with people or whatever. And one day you say, hey, how come everybody calls you, whatever? Oh, because my name is... No way. That's your name? That's what they say every time they say your name. Right? So, because there's so much letters, they have to cut their stuff down. Like, they have to cut it down for it to fit on the ID or whatever. And then their name is going to be that name moving forward. The name that just got cut down because there was too much letters and it couldn't fit on the ID. So they had to cut it down to something short, and then that became their name. Those people are foreigners. And for them to go to a colonist regime to become a citizen and then parade around like they got their citizenship or whatever like that, when that's really wardship. But then they're under wardship, but their conditions are still good. They're not in nigger conditions. How come they're not in nigger conditions, but they're a ward? And then these other wards over here that are wards too, but their conditions are worse than the other wards. How come? Because nationality. China guy comes over here, he's bringing his national stuff with him. He's not just over here, hyphen American, and then he's eating fries and all that stuff. He ain't eating no fries. He got his own fries that from his country that he eats. And he's going to eat that every day. He's going to have the thermos with the rice in there, with nothing else, just rice. Just rice in a thermos for lunch every day. Every day. You know what I mean? Every day. Then he's got to go to Popeyes, Kentucky, the store over there, the guys over there, and then these guys just have their kosher grape juice, and then that's all they drink. Drinking anything else. Nothing else. It's national pride. Having something that belongs to them. But keep in mind, if they're in America, they're a foreigner. And the only way that they can get citizenship is if they get it through the indigenous people who've been here, that everybody knows people have been here on these land masses for centuries, thousands of years. People have been here. People have been here. And the people who have been here, they have superior claim. Problem is that they don't know themselves. They think they're Negro, black, colored, and they're not Moors. So they become wards, which they lost their position. The position that's supposed to be there, the government. And then that's what Drew Ali was bringing back when he's telling me about the Asiatic states and having conventions and the conclave or whatever like that. And then hold on a second. The freaking Roman Catholic guys, they have a conclave. And then that's the meeting of all the stuff, and you think that Drew Ali was just here to tell you about some religious stuff, and that's it? The Pope just does religious stuff only? Isn't he one of the biggest mafia bosses? If he's one of the biggest mafia bosses, Pope guy, vicar of Christ, if the Pope guy Pope guy's status is like that, what do you think Noble Drew Ali's status was? Remember, all of them came around at the same time. Right. Drew Ali is the man. Drew Ali laid everything down. The Moors laid everything down. Everybody copied off the Moors, profiting. Now they're living lavish because of the Moors, but don't want to give honors. Pope guy is, prophet of those people. He's the guy. You have to realize and recognize that everything that you see going on, everything that's happening is because of the Moors. All of it going on is because of the Moors. Do your research on Moors in the Ukraine and Moors in Russia and Moors all over there in Europe and all that stuff. And see what happened. Oh, this place was amazing. As soon as they kicked the Moors out of here, place fell to shit. And it's never been the same ever since. Imagine that. Imagine you thought you were the man. I found the drawer with the lighters. Oh, look at this. Flick, flick, flick. Burn the whole house down. Playing games. Now what? And then people telling you, I feel like I led my people into a burning building. And you're running behind them into the burning building? Wake the hell up, huh? I feel sorry for you new people. Yo, these people are ruthless.
Change a man's nationality. You can't change their national descent. But their domicile is what brings about that duality. So we are under the protection of both of these flags. The Moorish flag. This isn't the Moroccan flag. This is the Moorish flag. And we are under the protection of the American flag. So for anyone to say that they practice sovereignty, you're going against both of these flags right here.
Why do you think that the Moors are the most misunderstood group here? Even more misunderstood than the Hebrews, that the people would look at and say, man, these brothers is crazy.
The reason
why is because of the sellout. The reason why the Moors isn't where it's supposed to be is because of the sellout. The sellout are the people who for example, they have a platform, right? And then 2 times a month, they bring on the master teacher. And then every other time is BS. That's a sellout. Because you have the master teacher there on there all the time. The hell you playing around with all these other idiots for? What they got to say? What they got to say more important than the master teacher? That they're even getting time. Why are they even getting 5 minutes to say what? Waste whose time? Right? It's because of the sellout, because of the people refusing to let you know about your Moorish nationality and letting you know about Noble Drew Ali. That's why. Right? That's why. Everyone is selling you out to the highest bidder because everybody's getting some type of finance. Everybody's getting some type of pay for the BS that they're doing. They're not getting the meeting, sit on the bench, transfer the envelope under the arm and all that stuff. They're not getting that stuff. They're just getting that stuff put in their PayPal or their Cash App. You don't even know what they got. Right? You don't even know what they got. And then you have to look at it, you know. You have to always remember that the presentation of quote unquote the Moorish information most of the time comes from outsiders. It's not coming from people who are directly involved. It's not coming from people who have Noble Drew Ali on the fridge. It's coming from people like that. It's coming from people who they have a whole website, 500 pages, and not one page of Noble Drew Ali on it. Pages and pages on their site and nothing on Noble Drew Ali. Not even a paragraph. When they're supposed to be talking about it. Just like when Oscar the Priest was telling these people, make sure you study the Constitution. And then they're like, nah, we don't want to do that because that's the white man and all that. They sold themselves out. Because you were presented with the truth. You were given the truth. Right? Why do you think Oscar the Priest had campaigns going around to enforce the Constitution? Where do you think he learned that from? You just go check his speeches and all that stuff. Remember, he's the first black congressman of Chicago guy. They have all his stuff archived still. Why is he going on a campaign to make sure that all these people who look like him study the Constitution? Because he was next to the general. And he got his orders, got in office, and did what he's supposed to do. You think all these people didn't know that they sold out, right? Just like we're talking about. You know, why is the Moorish thing whatever? Right, when they start talking like that. Right, there's more. There's more. But here they all go. There's more. This ain't all of them. Right? Why is the Moorish stuff is not why people don't know about the Moors? Because these guys talking about Prophet Fard Muhammad instead of honoring Noble Drew Ali. These guys saying Noble Drew Ali reincarnated Kirkman Bey instead of just going with Drew Ali, what he said, right? Prophet Noble Drew Ali reincarnated. They want to be themselves, but they're going to be Prophet Noble Drew Ali reincarnated, but they're not going to be themselves. But they're going to be Prophet Noble Drew Ali reincarnated and not do what the Prophet did. So how you reincarnated him if everything got squandered? Right. The feast in honor of the 9th anniversary of the reincarnation of Noble Drew Ali, 1938. What are you talking about? Right, this is why the Moorish stuff, because all these sellouts right here got off the program because they wanted to be the man. They're going to call themselves Noble Drew Ali reincarnated and then have a temple and then start doing BS. And then everybody's following them in the BS. Talking about honors to them, honors to Elijah Muhammad and all this. Well, honors for what? What'd they do? I thought they sold you out. Right? Prophet Noble Drew Ali reincarnated again. Right? It's the sellout. People playing games with this. Right? People playing games with this. Right? Listen, they're telling on themselves.
I'm not lying. I'm like, this is why I keep saying I'm like Smith. In the Matrix, the reason why it's a Matrix is because it's illusion. Morpheus took Neo to the real world. I'm like, this is why I keep saying I'm like Smith. In the Matrix, the reason why it's a Matrix is because it's illusion. Morpheus took Neo. I'm not lying. I'm like, this is why I keep saying I'm like Smith.
They're telling you they're Agent Smith. Out their own mouth, they're telling you that they're Agent Smith. Out their own mouth, they're telling you they're Agent Smith. You better get with the program. You better get with the program. Get with some Moors who know the truth about their nationality and their birthrights, and help them do some work. Help them do some work. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Supreme honors to all the Moors. Honors to all the mothers. Just take those 2 books, 101 Questionnaire, Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Have you some dictionaries around you? Study those. Have some history books around you. Check reference points. Stuff you never heard of. Research it. I bet you you'll figure this stuff out. Islam to all the Moors worldwide. Universe-wide. Islam.